President Trump started his day on the phone, calling into what seems to be his favorite show, Fox and Friends. The president sounded off on all sorts of things, from the investigation into his personal attorney to the activities of the Justice Department. Here to walk us through all of what the president said, our White House correspondent, Yamiche El-Sindor. So, quite a way to start the morning, Yamiche.
Now, this was a pretty long phone call from the president. He talked about Hillary Clinton and the election. He sounded like he could have talked for several hours. At one point, the Fox News host asked the president about his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. Cohen recently said that he would plead the fifth in a lawsuit filed against the president by porn star Stormy Daniels. This morning, Trump seemed to distance himself from Cohen and downplay the work that Cohen did for him.
Well, as a percentage of my overall legal work, a tiny, tiny little fraction. But Michael would represent me and represent me on some things. He represents me, like with this crazy Stormy Daniels deal. He represented me, and I hope he's in great shape. Yeah. But he's got businesses, and his lawyers probably told him to do that. But I'm not involved, and I'm not involved, and I've been told I'm not involved.
Now, this was really important because the president, his words were used against Michael Cohen today. The lawyers for the federal prosecution, which, of course, that's that criminal case involving Michael Cohen, where he's being accused of bank fraud. They wrote a letter to the judge saying, look, the president is saying that he only did a little bit of work that Michael Cohen only did a little bit of work for him. So we should be able to see these documents and there won't be that much privilege. And the judge said, you know what, we're going to have a special master, which is not what Cohen's lawyers wanted. Now, this is seen by legal experts as a good win, because the president's lawyers and Michael Cohen's lawyers wanted an independent person to go through all those documents that were seized during that raid. So it's, in some ways, it's kind of a win-win. But the other problem is, though, that the president is out here talking. He's out here giving these interviews, and that's problematic for Michael Cohen because he's contradicting him on all sorts of things. And I should say, legal experts tell me that if they had a client like President Trump, they would be in some real problems, because you want someone who's going to try to control your client and not contradict somebody that's involved in a federal investigation.
And it wasn't there. It didn't end there. There was more.
Yes, the president took aim, as he often does, at the Justice Department. He hinted that he might take a more active role in the agency's investigations.
I'm very disappointed in my Justice Department, but because of the fact that it's going on, and I think you'll understand this, I have decided that I won't be involved. I may change my mind at some point, because what's going on is a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace.
Now, again, this is kind of typical of the president. We've seen him talk about the FBI, especially the top tier of the FBI, saying that they are crooked, that they're corrupt, that they're out to get him, that there's this witch hunt. But it's important that the president is now saying, I might take a more active role. That means that he could maybe fire Robert Mueller. That means that he could maybe fire other people. So people are very worried, and the legal experts I talked to said that we should watch for things like this, because it could be little crumbs that he's leaving for what he could do. But I should say, just to turn back to Stormy Daniels and her lawyer was really happy today. He said that this is kind of stunning that President Trump is out here giving these interviews, talking about these things. It says that it's making their case stronger and stronger by the day. So it's really problematic in some ways. At least that's what legal experts tell me.
And the opposing lawyers is happy about that. What about the White House lawyers? What about Trump's lawyers?
So, from the White House perspective, I talked to them. They said you have to go to the personal lawyers. They want nothing to do with this. Trump's personal lawyer has been very, very tight-lipped. Stephen Ryan said that he was okay with the special master, that she was a fine pick. She's a retired federal judge, so they're not really upset about that. But really, a lot of people aren't talking. I talked to so many, or tried to talk to so many lawyers, their secretaries, their PR people, and no one really wanted to talk about this. And that probably goes back to the idea that the president is someone that's hard to control, and his lawyers are trying to figure out what to say when he's giving 15-minute long interviews to Fox and Friends.
White House correspondent Yamiche El-Sindor, thanks so much.
Thanks.